And I feel so weird. I was on the movie first time, long time, second time, long time, actually, returning guest.
You were on Bling Ring.
I was on Bling Ring. That was a good movie too. I'm a movie hater, but when you get me to watch a movie, I'll probably have fun. You know, like that's the issue.
It can't go like too extreme though. You get anxiety for movies, right?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that today. They were like, I have a pretty low cringe tolerance with like film, and they're like, if I'm with a group of friends, I can watch a cringe film because we can all disperse the cringe amongst us. But when it's just me and it's cringy, I cannot watch it. And I was like, I can't do that either. Like I had to take breaks in between The Edge of 17 and Black Swan. What was
Black Swan, the Natalie Portman movie?
The one where it's like
the ballerina?
Yeah, that one. I had to take a break in the middle of watching that because it stressed me out so much. Really good film, though.
Because you just have to sit with the cringe and you can't, talk about it with other people.
Yeah. I can't.
Some people watch horror movies that way, too.
I hate
So it's just like, if you watch a horror movie with a bunch of other people, they're okay because then they feel like they're around somebody and they don't have to, feel the horror and, sit with it after.
Yeah.
But then, when you're around other people, it's like you can kind of laugh and talk about it later. So some people, they can't even do horror unless they're with other people.
I didn't even think about that because, a lot of, horror film enjoyment is, a group setting kind of thing. Like, that's how people do you want to watch a horror movie together? And people are like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's probably the group dynamic that makes it good. I'm just an internet recluse, so if I just watch them by myself, and I'm like, this isn't fun. Why do people like this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like the adrenaline. They people love the adrenaline that horror films give them, and so it's almost like a thrill seeker thing where they're watching something and they're just like, okay, I'm getting a big adrenaline rush from this. But then also, I think there's just some people that just like the aesthetic of horror and they love dark, gothic, creepy things, and that is just they don't even get scared by the movies; they just get turned on by the dark, gothic, creepy factor of the movie.
There's definitely like a gore porn kind of subsection of horror, and I do not understand it because that's my least favorite thing. Dead by Daylight, I can't play it. It's vile. I can't even watch fake gore. I know it's fake, but I can't watch it. It's gross.
If it's campier, I can handle it more. But yeah, you were just saying fake gore, so that's more okay with me. But we're gonna watch this movie called Black Goat's Daughter, and that movie I've already seen, and it's realistic murder and stuff, and that freaked me out because the sound editing made it you could hear the knife going in and out.
I hate that. It was tough even when we watched Repo. When we watched Repo, it's the gore's not really gory even. That's probably the most palatable form of scary movie I could watch, and I was still this is a little too much gore for me.
And that was also purposely trying to be a little cringier / campy.
Yeah.
And so it was
the choice of
kind of
Paris
almost
Hilton.
a joke. Yeah.
That's I have to describe
it wasn't a joke of a movie, but they were in on the joke they were creating when they created all this campy horror to it.
It's tongue in cheek. It's this is a scary movie, but we want it to be a little fun too. Not a scary movie, but a weird dark movie, you know?
It's very self-reflective. I was just talking with Kelly about this. Nick Cage, he's gotten to the point in his career where he's extremely self-reflective on how insane he is as an actor. He always goes on these revenge trails, basically, where he tries to kill a bunch of people. We watched this film called Mandy, which is big 80s horror sci-fi aesthetic, or it might even be 70s. Even the main Mandy, she is reading these 70s sci-fi books throughout the start of the movie, but then it turns into Nick Cage just going on a big revenge fantasy basically, and he is so self-reflective on how fucking insane he is. He's yelling "Where's my shirt?" when somebody took I think ripped off his shirt, and it's interesting Nick Cage's career arc. I'm not sure if you ever watched National Treasure or anything, but
I did watch National Treasure, but that's so long ago. And I know Nicolas Cage has been in so much stuff, so it's hard to. I also don't keep up on actors. Speaking of old movies, when you guys did your top 10 movies of the 80s, did you guys had you guys seen those movies before, or did you watch movies from the 80s to pick a list? Because like if you were to ask me top 10 movies from the 80s, I would have a really hard time picking 10 movies made in the 80s that I've seen.
Yeah, we saw all of them before. So like if somebody just did not see a movie, then they didn't put it on their list. So like there was I don't know, movies like Blue Velvet or like Raging Bull that I had my list that like Kevin had never, or like Do the Right Thing was one that was really on my list. That was number 2 because that's a Spike Lee film that I really enjoyed. But Kevin had never even heard of the film, so like he couldn't put that on his list because he didn't know that was even a film that existed. So it's really just only films that we saw.
It's always my problem with like a film podcast. I like film. I like to listen to people discuss film. When people discuss films I haven't seen, it's like I have so much less like care to listen to what people have to say because I have no point of reference for it, but I haven't seen any movies, you know?
For sure. Well, yeah, like I think our podcasts were, you know, our podcast dives into each scene of the film that we watch, and it's definitely just curated towards A24 like lovers and nerds who might have like gone on the same journey or are currently doing it where they're watching every single film in the A24 catalog. And so we're hoping that we're speaking to those people. But that's also why we have these little, you know, episodes where it's in between our reviews now and we can just talk about more like general film and stuff like that and still be on our path of trying to review every A24 film.
I'm glad you break it up like that. We're not talking film today, baby. Let's go. Dive into it. Does the music start now? When you put the music on?
I could start it right now, yeah.
Start the music right now. Go!
The A24 Vibe Discussion!
Thanks for having me on, by the way. I really do appreciate it. Such a weird pull to have me on. I don't do anything, and I'm not super cool, but I just do silly stuff.
I liked the idea of like just having a random improv episode. So
yeah,
here
we used to do improv stuff.
Yeah, for sure. B-dub scheme. This is the first thing I really wanted to talk about. Like, I don't, you know, we're gonna do mostly improv this episode, but
we'll hit
I am interested. I want the people to know about this B-dub scheme you're cooking up.
Man, I want to tell everybody about how I'm wheeling and dealing for a free meal at B-dubs, man. This is like my life goal right now. So like, I just live close enough to a Buffalo Wild Wings where like I can open up the app and like check in, like I can geolocation check in every day. And every day that I geolocation check in, I get 10 points. So once I collect enough points, like 1,600 points, 1,600 points, I get a free meal because I'm going for a 10-piece boneless with fries, right? So that's 160 days. So I can do this twice a year, which makes it like worth my effort. Because like if I get one free meal a year, it'd be like, this is not worth my time. But two's pretty good. And then I was sitting there yesterday and I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, you could virtualize phones. Like I can emulate a phone. And these phones can spoof GPS location, right? So why don't I just like set up a computer, emulate a bunch of phones on it, put all of their locations at this Buffalo Wild Wings, have them all download the app, make an account for them, and then just every day when I wake up, I just get on my phone server and check into the Buffalo Wild Wings app on 10 phones. And then I just
get 10 phones, so you'd get 20 free meals in the year, right?
Yeah, I'd scale it down so I actually only get like one free meal a month.
Can you only go to that one restaurant you check into, or can you just go to any B-dubs?
I can go to any B-dubs. So it just like stores the points on my account.
Yeah, they totally get suspicious of you if you just had like 20 free meals at the one B-dub. So you'd actually have to start driving around finding random B-dubs to go to.
No.
Eating at different ones. Here's
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scale it up even harder, and I'm gonna have to figure out the schedules of everybody so that somebody doesn't see me 2 weeks in a row. I just imagine me sitting outside the Buffalo Wild Wings, just like, you know, hanging out, chiefing, and then the manager walks out, and I just flick my cigarette and go showtime, and walk in and just like,
showtime, baby.
Hi, I'm here to pick up a mobile order, and that's like that's my Ocean's 11.
And you can do mobile orders, so you can just get takeout.
Yeah, I can just get takeout. Like I can just place it. Kind of a good system. Nobody do this before I do it. Let me be the first person to do it. I'm not done with this yet, but once I do it, if this works, this is my magnum opus.
I'm sure there is some random person that loves B-dubs that much out there that would consider doing that too, but they wouldn't be listening to this podcast. I'm thinking the A24 fandom and B-dubs fandom might not overlap too much, but yeah,
you guys like fantasy football, right?
Yeah, I mean I do. I guess Cole and Kevin do. So.
Yeah. So
so I guess sports people there's definitely A24 fans that also like sports, so
I think
that
there's overlap.
Sense. Yeah,
but I don't know.
Well, I guess I don't really. I'm not a huge B-dubs fan. I used to be a bigger B-dubs fan, obviously when I ate meat, but when I was 18 or 19, they'd have those deals where it was how much? It was 50-cent boneless wings or 50-cent bone-in wings or whatever. All those deals they're not there anymore, right? It's just isn't it kind of expensive?
I mean, everything's expensive, so is B-dubs. But I think that they have discounts on wings. I'll tell you a deal that is going on right now, because I'm in the wing sphere. I'm in the wing kingdom, right? I got my mind on wings and my money not on wings, so I want free wings. Regardless, Applebee's has all-you-can-eat boneless wings right now for $13.
All you can eat?
Yeah.
So you could just sit there all night and just eat boneless wings if you have the appetite. Yeah.
You cannot find the terms and conditions online besides the fact that it's for a limited time. Somebody who has done this so far, this sounds really fun. So they got 4 people all together and they sat down on a table and they all got the all you can eat wings. And they were like, as a team of 4, how many wings can we eat? This kid ate 26. I was like, no way. But they bring you your first plate of wings with fries and it's $10. And then when you want a refill, it's 5 wings, and then they ask if you want fries every other time. And you probably don't want fries if you're going for a challenge like this. I'll take 1 plate of fries. Oh, I do kind of want to do something like that, though, because one of the best articles I had read online, I think in the past year, was TGI Fridays was having all-you-can-eat mozzarella sticks. And this writer literally sat there all day and ate as many mozzarella sticks as possible because their editor was like, I'll pay you if you can finish X amount of mozzarella sticks or sit in the restaurant for 10 hours, something like that. So they were just I'm in this TGI Fridays. I never want to eat another mozzarella stick in my life. And it was so fun to read. That's
those
the real
servers
editorial.
must have hated him. I guess it's not much effort to just drop down a plate of mozzarella sticks. But then also they would have to transfer probably the check to each server between shifts,
I think that they did there was definitely conversation within the article about the fact that one server shift was going to end and another shift was going to begin, but closing the tab might cancel the
tab.
Yeah, something like that. But I know everybody got paid well for it. The writer was super respectful to everybody in the restaurant. Made a couple friends while they were there, actually, because you just sat in the restaurant with everybody working for 10 hours. So you're still here. You're not getting paid for this. Well, I kind of am, but I also get mozzarella sticks.
Do you know Eddie Burback? I think is Eddie Burback. He's a YouTuber.
No.
Okay, so he basically specializes. He will do whole YouTube videos of he went to every single rainforest cafe in the North America.
That guy. I do know that guy actually.
Yeah, and he did every Margaritaville and shit. But he's funny. In the middle, it kind of gets a little boring because it's just him complaining I'm so fucking sick of eating Rainforest Cafe for a good 5 minutes in the middle, and then obviously Margaritaville, Rainforest Cafe, very few actually have good food. It's very mediocre mall food for sure. But I think that stuff like that, this B-dubs thing you're doing, they're all kind of related in some way, right? It's just you're doing it for a niche in a way, but
I'm definitely doing it.
You're doing it for a free meal, but yeah.
I'm doing it because it's dumb and I want to see if I can finish it.
And you were also hacking speed limit signs too, right?
Oh no, that's different.
Okay.
Can
we even talk about that?
No, we could talk about that. It's not. I don't think what I did was illegal, but they put up speed sensor signs, so they don't display the speed, but they flash at you when you're driving by. Those signs that you drive by, and it'll be it'll say 35, and if you drive by, it'll flash at you. Oh, I guess it is a speed limit sign, so it does display the speed limit. Yeah. So they put those up in my town, and they were just hanging out, and I was like, well, how do you connect these? And you just connect to them off Bluetooth. And I was like, well, I wonder if I can download the management app. And I downloaded the management app from the website. And I said, okay, great. So I took my laptop and I went over to the speed limit sign and I connected to it. And I was like, okay, so there's no password on it. And then I was able to get all the logs of all the cars I had driven by, what speed they had driven by. And I could adjust all the settings for what the sign does, what it displays, when it flashes. But like I didn't change any of that because it's malicious and I wouldn't do something like that. But it's just fun to do stuff like that just because I'm like, how does that thing work? And then you learn about it and you're like, oh.
Can they actually like read the cars that drive, like the license plates? Do they like log them?
No, it logs
okay, I was like, that'd be fucking crazy.
It just has like a timestamp of like when something passed by the sign and then at what speed it was going.
Okay.
So you can kind of see like at this time these trends happen. It's more for tracking like that, not for like. Also, interestingly enough, I learned a little bit about red light cameras, like the ones that would take a picture of your plate. There actually are not as many of those as you think.
They're in like a lot of big cities, right? Yeah.
The one big city that I saw, for an example, only had one of those cameras. The other cameras that are up are actually just traffic flow control cameras. So like the big boxes that are there that like actually control the lights and stuff like that have a lot of like software in them that like watches cars and like figures out how to do the lights because the lights are kind of on timers like that. But the traffic flow cameras can sense and see like if there's backups at intersections and stuff like that and then adjust the lights to try and reduce traffic. I don't know how any of that works, but I know it does work like that. And I know that like in my learning that most of the cameras up aren't actually like red light or like stoplight picture taking cameras because those are bigger and need like a lot more equipment with them. But the ones that control traffic are like a little smaller and literally just watch traffic and then adjust the timing of the lights, which is still kind of cool.
So you're the aspiring demon lord of friendship, right?
Sure
now,
am, baby.
Is all this stuff connected to being the aspiring demon lord of friendship? You know, free B-dubs and hacking the speed limit signs. It's kind of like a little. It's not like chaotic evil. It's not chaotic evil. What would it be like? It would be like lawful evil, right?
I think it's like, I don't know. I think I'm just mischievous at heart. I think I'm just curious and mischievous. I'm a little impish, you know? Perhaps there's just a little demon inside of me, and I'm working towards making the place a little bit more chaotic, but in a responsible kind of way.
Would that be lawful chaotic? You've explained to me the
alignment chart before.
Yeah.
I think lawful evil. I think that's like, let me see. Lawful evil character is an evil character either tries to impose or uphold a lawful system on others without regard for the wishes and or adheres to a particular
you're not lawful
code.
Evil.
I guess I kind of I follow the rules, but I want to be evil. Like if there's rules
lawful
in place.
Evil, I guess it would probably be illegal to like change the speed limit sign. So, but like lawful evil would be like policemen sometimes, like just being lawfully evil. Like they're sometimes within their rights, but they're being assholes. But like
maybe like. Not I'm a cab, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
My brand of hell computers is definitely that's like my thing because when I do like I think you posted some of my art actually. When I draw computers, I always make them hell computer brand computers because I think those are cool. And like when I run like my servers and stuff like that, and they need like a dummy domain name, I always use hell.local as my domain name. That's why my website is hell.local actually. I'll plug that at the end. I don't know if we're gonna
shout out hell.local. What did I figure out? I was like unlawful, chaotic, good. Because I'm like empathic, but I love chaos, but I love I think some laws are just fucking stupid and are made to be broken. And sometimes I think that it is worth it just to break a law because
that's like chaotic good, yeah.
Yeah, because I just feel like, oh yeah, this law's here, but I don't know. I think I should break this to prove a point or something. Guy I listen to who's a very cool guy and podcaster, Kevin Cole, always says that rules are fake. And that's just true. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of true. Well, I think the caveat there is rules are fake for people that have a lot of money. So if you have a lot of money, you don't, have to adhere to any rules.
My take on that is rules are fake, but we live in a society. So rules are fake, but also I think that it's reasonable to be respectful of the rules in place because if we all follow them, it's a little bit better for all of us. But also, yeah, I guess if you do have enough money, you really don't have to follow rules.
It's I guess this is what I was thinking when we bought our house, Kelly and I, is that everybody says how great it is to buy a house and how it's better than renting. You can do whatever you want with your house. That's true. But it's basically I'm just transferring my rent to paying a bank. I'm just paying a bank every month. And this is where, okay, rules, they're real, because if I just stop paying the bank my like monthly mortgage, then my house would get overtaken. Same thing with if I was renting and I stopped paying the landlord would kick me out of the house, right?
Well, that's like a contractual agreement at that point, right? That's not necessarily a rule.
I have a contract with the bank, like my mortgage.
Yeah.
It's like a contract, so
but I think
it's like not that much different.
Is more like what's a good example of a rule that I think is fake? I think it's like weird that like things have value and people want to say that they retain value. That's not like a rule, but that's like a societal rule. Like when you get things that have value and people want to keep things pristine because like the things we purchase are going to have like resale value in any way. And I think it's a really weird mindset to like follow all the time. But that's like maybe just a societal kind of rule. I'm trying to think of like a real kind of rule. I guess you can jaywalk. Because, like, that's a rule, but, like, that's kind of a fake rule. If you're fast enough, you can jaywalk.
Yeah. I used to jaywalk all the time because, like, place where I grew up at, like, when I was a kid, I would just fucking jaywalk and not care about it. And I don't know why, like, me and all of my gaggle of little kids when I was a kid all did this. But then, like, it kind of, like, followed into when I was a grown-up. And I live in Ferndale near Woodward, and I would just run across Woodward sometimes with me and like 2 other people, and that's a really fucking busy road.
Yeah, I was gonna say Woodward's like 4 lanes of people going 70.
Yeah, and people were just like fucking yelling at me, and I did it a few more times. I'm just like, I don't care, let's just fucking jaywalk, guys. And they would all like they would like roll down their windows and beep and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm driving here, jag-off.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in the big city now. But
I've seen these New York cats just run across the street. I could do it in Ferndale.
I mean, people do in Detroit all the time, but they will do it at more like desolate intersections, or like, I mean, they'll do it on Woodward, but like in places where there aren't a ton of people driving at all times.
Yeah. Definitely not optimal on like the busiest street.
What do you think of Adam Sandler?
In general?
Yeah.
I like Adam Sandler. I like his films. Billy Madison is one of my favorite films that I think of all the time because it's just really quotable. That Veronica Vaughn is one fine piece of ass, or something like that. Like I just think of quotes from that. Stop looking at me, Swan. Like I just think of that movie all the time. So I rather care for Adam Sandler, at least his films.
Are you a '90s Adam Sandler fan, or do you actually like his later stuff, like 50 First Dates and like Click?
I would watch his newer stuff. I haven't seen 50 First Dates or Click, but he was in he was in Moneyball, right?
No, Moneyball, like the baseball movie?
No. He was in the Diamond movie. What's the Diamond movie?
Oh, Uncut Gems, which is A24.
I don't know why I thought
that's an anxiety trip.
Did you already watch that one?
No, not. We haven't reviewed it yet.
My third appearance on the show.
You could be on it for that. Yeah,
you need.
I mean, that's an anxiety trip though. So like, maybe we should watch that together because I think the whole point of that movie is anxiety.
Have you seen Mystery Men? Have we talked about Mystery Men?
We haven't talked about it, but that's the old like Ben Stiller movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the original superhero satire movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really want to watch Mystery Men. If you ever want to do that.
There was one guy in there that was like a superhero farter, right?
I have no idea. I haven't seen the film.
Oh, wait, you haven't seen it? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Have you?
They had a lot of weird like superhero powers.
I'm going to start renting DVDs from the library to rip them, I think, just so I can increase my movie collection. I didn't realize that until today, and I was talking to one of my coworkers about how dope the library is. Mm-hmm. Books should be free for me because I love to read, but they're not. And then I was like, wait, this is why the library exists.
Go to the library.
So now the books are kind of free to me. So the library is my favorite place. You can rent video games
from some libraries, too.
I know. I was talking about that today, and they're like, they have like games and DVDs and stuff. And I was like, yeah, they do. And I could just rent them and then rip them and then return them. So I could watch movies. Like, thanks, local library. We got to support our library.
Library's awesome. And, like, a lot of A24 films are on this. If you type in your library card number into an app called Canopy with a K, you can watch a shit ton of movies on there, too. You were,
I think, like, way back when I was on your episode, you were like, oh, you can maybe watch it on Canopy. And I was like, I don't think I have a library card anymore. And then I went and I got a library card.
Yeah. Only some libraries actually, like, have the deal with Canopy or something where you type in your library card number and you can get a ton of movies. But
yeah, mine does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like, and they have this whole like collection called the Criterion Collection, which if you're like a big film nerd, you're watching all of the Criterion Collection.
Not for me. I'd rather watch all of Adam Sandler's work, honestly.
I'm trying to. he had another thing like recently called Mirowitz Stories, I think.
I haven't heard of it.
His career is so interesting. Him and Nick Cage are having like a, I don't know if it's a similar career arc, because I feel like Adam Sandler's still doing some pretty bad movies recently, but he's an interesting guy. He likes basketball a lot. He will randomly do pickup basketball in New York City with a lot of people.
I'm just having this thought right now. I kind of want to throw. That's actually really cool. Just play pickup basketball. I think if I was famous, I would also want to do stuff like that. Just pretend like I'm a regular person sometimes. Yeah, just be like, "Hi, my name's Adam. Can I play basketball?" They're like, "Sandler?" And you're like, "Yeah, but like I'm just here to ball." You know? Do you think that? So you've watched a lot of films, right? Like you're probably the person that I know the most that's into film. Do you think that
Probably.
because you've seen a lot of film that you could act? Because I know like when you read a lot, you become a better writer by like absorbing writing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you think that translates in any way?
I think I probably can. I'm a better actor than I was, especially like I guess in high school or something. After watching all these films, I like just doing our little like sketches / even like stuff on like TikTok and stuff. I definitely think I can like actually do sketch comedy. I wouldn't say I can do it like. I can't go up to Second City in Chicago and just fucking go on stage and just be like, yeah, I can fucking hang with you guys, but I think I can think like I'm a better writer than actor too. So especially if I write a sketch, I think I can execute it pretty well.
I certainly don't think I'm a very good writer at all, but I think that I like convinced myself I was an actor and then just tried to act enough where I was like, well, I kind of know how to act. Acting is just like being, but fake, right? And I'm great at that.
Yeah. And, like, it's actually weird. Like, there's people that really don't like film, and their big thing is that, like, they don't like acting imitating real life, and they can tell, like, how fake the acting performance is. And I guess, like, it's like you kind of have a lens over your eyes sometimes when you're a big, like, film nerd. Like, I can watch the shittiest movie and still drop my brain into, like, watching a shitty movie and not being like, this is, like, imitating... Or, you know, this is like a poor imitation of real life. I can be like, the acting's bad, but my brain will still like go into the world that the movie's trying to create.
Okay,
but
so
like,
still effective as a story.
Yeah, but some people, I guess, just can't do that. Like they will watch. There's people that just don't like movies, you know. I guess you said you don't, but there's some people that just really don't like the fact that it's just trying to imitate real life.
I don't want to come down too hard on movies. I think that they're great little ways to tell a story. It's just like they're all 2 hours long. You know, just give me the 90-minute animated film. That's all I want.
Our co-host Cole, he's a big fan of just 90-minute films, and some of the best classics of all time were like 3-hour movies, like Schindler's List and like even Lord of the Rings, like each Lord of the Rings film.
Haven't finished a single one.
Yeah, well, he likes those, but then like like if a movie is just mediocre. Or just mediocre good, it cannot be over 90 minutes for him or else he'll lose it.
I like that.
Which, yeah, I think that's... I mean, there's so many also really good, like, 90-minute films that succinctly tell a great story, and they don't need to be more than 90 minutes, and it's almost more impactful just because it's 90 minutes long, you know?
That's how I felt with Barbie. Like, I really, really, really like to go see Barbie. But then, like, I was like, I would have cut, like, a half hour off that film. There was, not like a lot of fluff, but I was like, I got it. There didn't have to be quite so much of it. But it was fun the entire time. I don't want to come down on Barbie. I hate movies, but I did like Barbie.
Nice. Well, yeah, they actually did, like, I think have even more in there, and Mattel, the corporation, they, like, got them to cut some stuff out, but, like, Greta Gerwig fought really hard to keep certain things in, too.
Okay.
So... Yeah, well, that's also a thing, though. Yeah.
I can see that if I was a director, or like, I don't know, did she write it?
I think she wrote it. I can double check that.
Yeah, I can imagine writing something, like writing a full thing. Like, you've written a film, right? Like, you have a screenplay. It would be vile to try and cut some of that, right? Because you would be like, I cut as much as I could, and then I'd be like, we got to cut 20 more minutes off of this. And you'd be like, where, dude? It's all relevant. Like, I need all of it. And the studios are like, they'll figure out the name of that one guy.
Well, yeah, no, and that's definitely a thing where, well, you write a film, and then usually you will find a producer that will be able to produce the film, and this is if you're not directing. Mm-hmm. And the producers are usually in line with a movie studio, and the producers in the movie studio, their job, like, because the producers are the producers and or movie studio are putting up all the money to make the film, and their job is to make their money back. Which this is also another thing. I don't know if you've seen the movie the movie/play The Producers.
No.
Okay, well, sometimes I guess movie studios make really shitty films just for tax purposes, because if they show a huge loss on a film, then they can reclaim a bunch of their taxes back.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's a weird thing.
We should start pitching films.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I could. You could just start pitching shitty films.
We should just write some real bum films and then just start pitching them to studios. Be like, listen, I know you guys need that tax write-off.
This is the plot of The Producers, actually.
Let's do it.
But they wanted to produce a really shitty play.
Our screenplay, it's The Producers, but it's DEUCE because it's the sequel of The Producers. It's like The Producers to The Producers. Something?
Yeah.
Is that something?
Yeah, maybe. Well, so, okay, you got to know that the first Producers, the play they produced, was called Springtime for Hitler, and it was a Hitler musical.
Yeah! Okay, I do know of that as a touch point.
Yeah, that, but, like, yeah, anyway, but, like, yeah, the movie studio's producers have to get their money back, and so that's where they're like, okay, we should cut this 10 minutes, maybe make it a little shorter because I feel like you're losing people right here, and I want to make my money back, and also they'll change endings to films sometimes, because they think that it's not rosy enough or happy enough, and people will walk away disappointed and not want to see it again, because the films that have made the most money in the history of film are films that have a lot of rewatchability. Like, and it's weird too, because like Titanic is like a 3-hour movie, but so many people just went back to watch that, and that has a sad ending, I guess. But I mean, like, it's heartwarming. I think Love Exists, I think, is like what that film was trying to say in the end. But like Avatar, that's another film that made shit tons of money. And yeah, well, like, either way,
is Avatar rewatchable?
I guess so for some people. Like, that's the thing. I don't know too many huge Avatar stans, but they're definitely out there.
I like the film Avatar, but I didn't want to watch it a second time. I liked it the first time because it was cool to look at. Like, that was the coolest part of Avatar, is it looked awesome.
The people that they go to see Avatar like 4 or 5 times in theaters. They just love it that much. And I mean, I think the first one was like 3D. So the fact that it was 3D and it was like kind of groundbreaking for 3D film, I think. And that's what James Cameron does a lot. He has a lot of like groundbreaking films. And so they went to see it in 3D and were like blown away. And so they saw it like 4 or 5 times.
Okay. So it kind of has to do with like the production value of the film too, that it's like a new experience that people are going to get.
And I think there's a weird also like stoner like subset of Avatar fans that get really fucking stoned or take psychedelics and go to see Avatar and just get like blown away by the world and everything.
They go to the theater?
Yeah.
You can get blasted and stay at home and watch Avatar. I guess not when it wasn't on DVD, but also like Planet Earth exists. I can't imagine being like, I want to watch a full movie. I just want to watch like polar bears like hang out and stuff and be like, man, polar bears live really intricate lives, don't they?
Yeah, well, you have all those nature documentaries like March of the Penguins and stuff, and so like, okay, I saw Oppenheimer at the Michigan Science Theater, Michigan Science Center. Sorry, it's the theater in the Michigan Science Center, and yeah, they played it on 70mm IMAX in this gigantic dome, but that theater usually just plays nature documentaries, so you would go there and watch a huge documentary about polar bears on 70mm IMAX and just get spoon-fed polar bears, basically.
I was so confused when I learned that there was a theater inside the Science Center. I was like, the Science Center also plays films, but are they all science films? But that's actually pretty cool if they're science films. I guess it would be cool if I could like go to the Science Center and just like see Die Hard too. I think that'd be cool, but I prefer to see science movies, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's all like nature documentaries and or they definitely have like space documentaries they've made too, and it's I saw that because Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, they also have a gigantic IMAX theater, and I think it was just called like Space Shuttle or something when I was a kid, and I remember like seeing it on this gigantic screen, and it was pretty fucking dope to see like space like on 70mm IMAX.
Do you want to pivot off of movies real quick? Because I do have something about space.
Yes.
I was just thinking about being a satellite today. Wouldn't that be wild?
Just roaming around, like if you were like cognizant as a satellite, or
if I was like a satellite with AI and I gained sentience and I was just flying through space, I think that would be like A, dreadfully boring, but B, kind of cool, because like you just go. You know, like some of these satellites just go, and they're just like, I don't know where I'm going to end.
You would just be circling around Earth and or... Oh, okay, wait. Do you want to be one that's, like, shot into space and, like, you want to end up on a random planet?
Yeah, I want to eventually crash into some defunct non-life hosting planet that's just a rock in, like, a different galaxy and just be like, wow, I got to see everything I passed by for 3,000 years and then crash. How lucky.
What planet would you want to go to the most if you could visit one planet?
If I can go to any planet? They just found a new planet, actually. Or not, I don't know if they
like
found
Planet X.
Something. It's got water, like a lot of it's water or like something like that. But it seems oceanic in nature. I think something like that would be the coolest. I think there's different planets that like, well, they don't have like water, but they have like weird, like the actual ground isn't like not, well, I guess if they had, I guess, well, can you have water and no atmosphere? That's not how. I don't know anything about space. Why the fuck are we talking about space?
Because we're talking about satellites and being cognizant.
I just want to be a cognizant satellite.
Well, okay, it would definitely get fucking boring, but I think I would like to go to Jupiter, and this was actually in Mandy, the movie, they asked this. Uh-huh. Jupiter has had like a storm going on for like almost 1,000 years.
Yeah,
and I love fucking thunderstorms. And I just thought about like how fucking cool it would be to see a storm and or a thunderstorm on another planet, and like all the different colors that you would experience that like probably aren't even. I mean, I guess our eyes can only experience so many colors, right? So I don't know if you'd see like colors you could never see on different planets, but
I guess we can't see infrared light, so there is light that we can't see. So I guess it does like stand to reason that there is a possibility that there's like light that we can't perceive that produces colors that are different than the ones that we would be able to see. Right?
For sure. Yeah, God. I think so. Like,
this is a little heady.
Our eyes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not stoned enough to think about this right now. But...
I can't do the bong gurgle. Eric, wouldn't it be cool to be a satellite man? That's what I like doing though.
If you were bald, would you gain weight and only mow the lawn with your shirt off?
No. Wife beaters are the best article of clothing. Like okay. A-shirts, tank tops, I don't care what you call them. I call them wife beaters all the time, but I think they're the dominant article of clothing. And I'll tell you why. 1, they're cheap. 2, they're comfortable. 3, they're unisex. Anybody can wear them. They're like
4, they look good with tomato sauce on them.
Is that like a Sopranos thing? I don't know.
Like spaghetti sauce. It's just like when I don't know. I think of like a older Italian man. I do think of a older Italian man wearing a wife beater with tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce on his wife beater. I do
kind of like that vibe too. It makes me look like mafia-esque in a weird. I'm not like ripped. I'm not jacked or anything like that. But you know, it gives you that look. But I think that they're just really comfortable, and you can wear them as undershirts. Like when I wear hoodies and stuff like that, I always wear like wife beaters underneath them, just because it's like, what are you gonna do if you get hot, right? You're just gonna suffer. Oh, it's like I got another shirt on. It's fine.
I was just saying to Kelly though, if I was bald, I would have to gain some weight, and I would only mow the lawn with my shirt off because it would just feel right. And I mean, maybe I get sunburnt a lot, but like that kind of goes into being bald, right? You want to be sunburnt. You want to look red.
Is that the preferred look amongst bald people?
I feel like it is.
Like
lobster? Whenever, yeah, I feel like whenever I drive by a bald person mowing the lawn, they have their shirt off.
Well, it's a good way to mow the lawn. You get hot out there, you know what I'm saying? And sweaty and stuff. Like, it makes no reason to sweat through a shirt.
And I don't know if, like, sometimes they wear jorts with, like, no shirt on. That's a big thing, jorts and, like, athletic shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, you know, they wear athletic, like, just basketball shorts sometimes, too, mow the lawn. But, like, I feel like all the bald people got together and said, we need to mow the lawns with our shirt off and make this an aesthetic.
Maybe. I think that probably has to go in with, like, how mowing the lawn works, and that's a very hot and laborious task, but I also can't imagine being bald. I could never imagine myself going bald. Like, I don't think I'm going to because of, like, how genetics work, but I think even if, like, I did, I would be very, very, very upset about it, and then just, like, wear fake hair or something.
Because I've had... wig.
I hate wigs, but I really would. I think I'm that vain. Like,
I mean, like there's different they have so much technology now to like give people hair. Like there's like hair transplants and shit, right?
in 50 years when we actually have to worry about balding, there's no way they're not going to solve that. The beauty industry is going to be like, well, we finally have fake hair. The AI made it somehow.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they already like are on the like they're pretty much there to solving it because there's like hair transplants and stuff. But like that's what I'm saying though. Like if I started going bald, I think I would just accept it, and then I would join the bald club and do all the things bald people do.
It's pretty tough to get into those meetings at the bald club. They have the magnifying glass out and they really inspect to make sure every follicle shows no growth. They're like, all right, this one's good. Come on in.
Come on in.
Would you get robot parts if you could? Because I super would. I think I've been a large proponent of that too. Like,
would I purposely remove my hands and get a robot hands?
You get elective surgery to get, instead of a human arm, you get a robot arm instead. But you have not lost your arm. This is a replacement.
Okay. I'm trying to think of okay, it'd function just like a normal arm, but would I have like superpowers with the arm, or like what's the appeal of going robot arm?
Well,
just to have robot arms? Or?
I guess a portion of your torso would probably also have to be metal as to affix the arm onto it. And it would make sense that if you have an arm with like a metal piece affixed to it, that you probably would have like some enhanced strength of some sort. I figured that like pieces of your, like you could probably just have like an NFC tag in your hand. People already do that. Like they like implant tags into them and stuff like that and use them as their like bus pass or subway passes and stuff like that. Like that's a real thing that you can do. So I figured you'd have some technology like that. You wouldn't have like an Inspector Gadget arm though, You couldn't be like, go Gadget extendo arm and just like it's like telescoping arm or anything like that.
So it wouldn't be like that, no.
But it'd still be like a metal arm. Like imagine Jet, like from Cowboy Bebop, like just Jet's arm. Would you get a Jet arm?
Well, that was a arm out of it was necessity, right? Because I think he actually got his arm cut off or something.
I think he did too. I haven't finished the series yet. So good, that's what I've seen.
Well, if the only appeal of it was like I'd be able to get through like the subway faster, which I don't go on the subway, but maybe I can like call people, like I'll have like I don't know, like an Apple Watch basically on my arm. Yeah.
Well, you'll also look cool.
Yeah, would it look? I don't know if I'd want to do it though, because
man,
I feel like
cool.
It feels so weird though.
I think you're used to it. People with prosthetic legs probably think that it's a little weird when they're getting used to walking with a fake leg, but I don't think any of them are like, man, my leg is a bonk. After a couple of years, they're like, that's my leg.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of those people chose to get fake legs though. I think that's a necessity thing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I would choose to do that. That's the question.
Yeah. I think I would. I think I'm disconnected enough from reality where I'd be like, this could be cool. And then it would be. But I'm into body mods too. So like that might be the difference.
I like my body. I have an industrial, but like I like my one body mod, but I don't know how many more I'd want to get. If I had could get superpowers from the robot arms or legs, like if I could run super fucking fast, I would consider getting robot legs for sure.
Both of them?
I think so. If how fast could I run though? If I could run at 50 miles per hour or something, and I could just get to places super fast, call for takeout, and then step out my house and just run to the get Thai food or something.
Yeah.
And run back. I mean, actually, I would totally drop my Thai food if I had to do that. But but yeah, if I could do that though, and I would probably do it.
You're just like the DoorDash Usain Bolt.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd only do it for selfish purposes, though. I wouldn't just go to DoorDash or whatever and just be like, "Hey, got robot legs. I'm gonna start doing this. Can you pay me twice the amount because I'm They'd probably tell me to go fuck myself, but yeah.
They'd be like, "Wait, you're not using a car?" And you'd be like, "No, I got robot legs, and now I'm super fast. I got bit by a robotic spider, and now I have robot legs, and now I run super fast." It's sort of my origin story. DoorDash would be like, "What?"
They'd be like, "Well, we'll actually pay you half of what we pay normal people because, I don't know, we suck."
There's no rights for cyborgs yet. There's no clause in your contract that they need to compensate cyborgs the same amount that they compensate humans, and you're missing 25% of your human part.
Yeah, that'd go into if a bunch of AI became sentient, Detroit becomes human, there'd probably be a bunch of discrimination against the AI and against sentient robots because they're different, they're taking our jobs, blah, 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 blah. This is the whole plot of Detroit Become Human.
Well, I already hate the computer. I say eat it binary breath to my computer like every couple of days. I just get frustrated. I'm just like, oh, and I just say something derogatory to my computer. It doesn't hear me, but, you know, I'm upset with it.
Well, all right. I think that'll be our podcast for the week. This is the Aspiring Demon Lord of Friendship. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Oh, yeah. I barely have anything I want to plug. I'm like not online. I don't do anything cool. You know what? Go visit my website. This is the second time I'm talking about it. Visit me at hell.soy. That's hell.soy. Now with 20% more insanity. And I think that's the only thing I have to plug, really.
Can I describe a little bit about your website too? Because like it has like a late 90s like internet aesthetic.
Oh yeah. You can tell. You can give people a couple highlights of my site. You can just check it all the time. I'm always adding fun stuff to there. I don't really know what I want to put there, but it's just fun.
All I was gonna say is like, yeah, if you want to feel like you're in the late 90s on the internet, go to his website because it's pretty fucking cool.
It's new hell.soy.
Yeah, hell yeah. And I will end on this. Kelly just texted me. So we have this like we call him Wheelchair Man. He goes down our street in an electronic wheelchair, and he kept on saying like I think something's wrong with him because he will repeat himself a lot. He came, like, when we were sitting on the porch, he came up to us and he said, like, Jeeps, they're not going to make them anymore. And he just kept saying that, like, yeah, Jeeps, and then Oldsmobiles, and then one more car. They're just not going to make anymore. And we looked it up. Jeeps are still going to be made. But either way...
they haven't made Oldsmobiles for a while, have they?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So something's a little wrong with them. And I guess at the end of this conversation, because Kelly just went out to get some food... He said those things, like, repeated himself a few times, but then at the end he said, I'll give you a foot massage if you ever need one. And then he wheeled off, or electronically wheeled off.
Well, if he's stolen that foot massagers, don't mind if I do.
Yeah, so I might take him up on that. I'm a mailman, and I kind of need it. So.
Oh, yeah, you got those mailman feet.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever going to start your OnlyFans?
There you go. Yeah, I do need to.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone. Please rate and subscribe us.
Bye.
A24 on the rocks. Thank you. The A24 Vibe Discussion!